Welcome back to Love to Live in the Temecula Valley. I'm Catherine Materiali. I'm a realtor here in the Temecula Valley, and I love that I get to help people move here, get connected, and find a home that fits their life. And I'd love to help you do that too. Before we jump in, make sure to like this video and subscribe so you don't miss more local shopping tours and neighborhood drives like this one. Today we're picking up right where we left off at Margarita and Winchester Road. And now we're heading west toward the 15 freeway, driving through the shopping centers that sit catty corner from Lowe's and continue all the way to the freeway entrance. This is one of the main shopping hubs in the Temecula Valley, right near the mall. So you're going to see everything from grocery stores and restaurants to medical offices, car services, and more. If you live in Temecula or Murrieta, this is an area you'll likely use all the time. Let's take a drive. So on this drive, I'm actually approaching the intersection at Winchester and Margarita as if I were coming from the freeway. And I'm going to take one of these two left turn lanes and turn left on Margarita. To the right there where you see those palm trees, that's where the Lowe's was, where I finished up on last week's video. And then the shopping center we're passing on the right is the center that I drove through before going to see the Lowe's. So if I continue to go straight, the Harveston community is just up. Actually, if you see those houses kind of directly in front to the left, that's the Harveston community. But we're turning left in here and we're going to drive through this portion of shopping center. At the very end, up against Margarita, is the WinCo. If you are not familiar with WinCo, this is a great spot to go for good price groceries. And they have, I love that they have the section, and I'm not going to say this right, but where it has all the loose products, like if you want to get different flours or cereals or beans and things like that, they have a ton of options there. And then here on the corner, right there by the intersection, you have the McDonald's. And just next to the McDonald's, you have the car wash and the Lube and Tune place, the Jiffy Lube place, but they also have the car wash as well. So all of that is here in the farthest section. We're going to continue through and I'll show you what else is here. And right now we're driving towards the freeway to give you an idea of direction. Just here on the left, you've got the kids' dentist right here. And you have one of the access points if you want to slip in or slip out there to head to Winchester Road. That is one of the access points. It is not a traffic light, but it would be an easy place for you to leave and head off to the right. And then here on the left, you have another car place, tire place, the Big O Tires. We have tons of car repair and tire and oil change places here. You definitely are not going to be short for options in that regard. So there to the left, you can look to see if the hot and ready sign is on. They have that visible from Winchester Road, and you can hit up the Krispy Kreme. If you're not familiar, Krispy Kreme has a neon sign that they will light up when they are hot and ready, when they've just made a fresh batch of donuts, so you can get nice fresh donuts. It's kind of fun. Then to the right here, you have Pep Boys, which is an auto supply store, so you can grab, your oil filter or things to fix the car. And then on the left, you've got the gas station, and it also has the quick drive-through car wash thing if you just want to get a quick drive-through car wash. Now we've got some fun stuff coming up here in front of us. One of my favorite burger places, Bushfire Grill, which has yummy food and all sorts of little things here. So to the right, you've got the Discovery Shop. That's a thrift store. And it is right next to Trader Joe's. So now I personally, ever since it opened up, the Trader Joe's that's over by the Sam's Club, that's my favorite one. Parking is better. It's a bigger store. It's a lot less crowded. It's easier to get in and out. But this was our only Trader Joe's for a very long time. It can get busy in this parking lot, but if you live in South Temecula or Central Temecula, it may not make sense to go all the way up to Murrieta Hot Springs. So this would be your closest Trader Joe's. Here is Burger Lounge, my friends. Oh my gosh, they have awesome burgers, awesome shakes, awesome fries. It's a really yummy place. And then they have some salad too. And you've got a nail place and a juice bar and a coffee place. And Earth Bistro is a very yummy, like organic eating spot and a fun place to visit. But we're going to pass back Trader Joe's. And on the right here, we have some more good stuff. So you've got Hand and Stone. I have been seeing those pop up all over the place. It's a massage place. And I don't know if it's corporate or franchise, but they are just popping up all over the place. There's one up by me off of Clinton Keith too. So if you're looking for a massage, you can head there. Diamonds by Monet. That's a jewelry place. And then you can't see it when I'm driving, but to the right there was Bushfire Grill, and that is a yummy lunch spot. And Friar Tuck's, that's, you know, a tuxedo or suit rental place. And but anyway, so back to Bushfire Grill. Yummy spot to check out. They have delicious salads. They've got, I really love their Thai chicken curry, but you can choose they have like plates and they have bowls, and you can choose your base and you can choose your protein. They have like roasted vegetables. You're seeing all the other things too, I'm sure, but I'm just talking about Bushfire Grill because I love it. And just all sorts of really yummy and some really, really healthy options to eat. And they have this yummy bread, but then they have this scallion sauce that you can dip the bread in. That is fire. I mean, it is so good. There's another Bushfire Grill in Menifee, which is prettier to visit, but I have to say the service is way better at the Temecula location. It's just a small location. So there's really only a little bit of seating inside. Mostly you're going to be sitting outside. Okay, so on the left, you saw Jared jewelry store. I'm sure you've heard of Jared. It's a pretty big one. And then you've got America's Tire. And I'm going to head out, but I'm going to loop back in. You can actually drive through there. I could have driven through, but I wanted you to see the relation to Winchester Road and the intersection. So you could go straight here, follow that red car, and get to the loop around the mall. Okay, and that's why I came this way, just so you could see the perspective. But we're actually going to go right back in and do the rest of this little strip. So that tire place was there on the right. And then I'll show you when we pull in, but you've got the Firestone and then you've got the oil change place as well right next to each other. So they're kind of all in a row there. And I'll give you a little tidbit on the medical there in a second. Okay, so just so you can see the perspective. So remember that America's Tire was there right by the intersection. And then next to it, you have these other two spots. You've got the oil change and so you've got like 3 different car options there, one after the other. Okay. So I'm going to turn back around and then I'll show you the medical offices. So my husband, recently we were on a run and we are in our late 40s and he was running away and he was getting ready to hop and didn't go so well. Poor guy. He ruptured a tendon and poor guy collapsed on the ground. Anyway, long story short, to the right here, this orthopedic surgeon's office, this is where we went and our surgeon was phenomenal. And I will tell you, the ladies that are all working the front office and the gal who worked with scheduling, they took care of us so much. They had us on an ASAP. Of course, we started in ER, but we ended up coming to the specialist, and our experience was phenomenal. So if you need an orthopedic surgeon, I will attest to them specifically and tell you they are fantastic. Had a great experience. And the surgery was at Inland Valley. That's where they operate out of. So, and then you had some other options. You had chiropractor, you had dentist. And then here at the end, you've got that little curb area, but it does all interconnect. And as I turn left and come to the end of this shopping center, this section, the very corner is the Taco Bell. And that street that you see with the cars lined up, that is Inez. So the Taco Bell sits there at the corner of the intersection at Inez and Winchester Road. Now I'm going to turn right on Inez. You cannot turn left here. And I'm going to show you a couple more things. So that big, massive building, I'm going to take you in there first because there's a few things. And then I'm going to finish up in that small little strip mall that's on the corner there that actually ends right by the entrance to the 15 freeway where you would go north. On the right here, you have, just so you know, you have things like the county recorder's office and county buildings and the library there on the right. We're not going to tour it, but you just will know that that's there. But we're going to come in this section here, and there's just a few things that are good for you to know if you have kids. So we're going to go all the way back down to the end. And just to give you some perspective, so directly in front of us, at this center, this section, I don't even know what you call it. It's not really a center, but it runs right there against the 15 freeway. So here at the very end, you have Get Air, which is it Get Air now? Honestly, guys, it has been so many different names, but it's one of those trampolines. Actually, I don't think it is even Get Air anymore. I forget which one it's called, but it's one of those trampoline places where they also have like other fun obstacles. It's smaller than the one that I showed you up in Murrieta, but it's a fun place nonetheless. Then you have the DBAT place. So if you want to do some batting practice, if you have somebody who is an avid baseball player and they need that extra training, that's a facility that you can go to for that. And there here on the end is Agility Kids, and this is gymnastics. In fact, our dear friends had their kids there at Agility and they loved it. So tumbling and gymnastics. So if you've got kids that are into that, that is a location that you can go to for that sport. So to the right, we're going to head into the very last little section. And so we're now on Inez again, heading toward that intersection at Winchester Road and Inez. This is the lane that I'm in. You would continue on if you want to take the northbound, but we're going to go through this shopping center. And you can see there at the end will be the Starbucks. And actually behind the Starbucks is a park and ride. So that's good to know if you want to do ride sharing. So here at the end, you have the Wingstop. You've got, my kids always laughed, that Pay More. I think it's like they buy your electronics, but we just laugh at the name, like Pay More. Okay, so are we going to pay more for something? I know they're trying to say that they pay more for it, but anyway, we just think it's a funny name. And then you have the Western Dental and Orthodontics. You've got the Goodwill thrift store here. You've got the Noodle House, the Pearl Noodle House. So you got some yummy food options. This Mexican cuisine craft beer, have not tried it yet. It is newer, I think. It was something else and they've done it all up again. So I'm curious to go try that soon. And then you have just a few other little strip mall options here. You've got the We Fix cell phones and laptops, and you've got the donut place, the smoke shop, the Salon Centric over here. So you have all of those different things here. And then this end spot is empty. There used to, for many, many years, it was a 7-Eleven, but then it became like this t-shirt printing place. I never saw anybody there, so sadly, I don't think they made it. And then there at the end, you have the Starbucks, which does have a drive-through. And then you can actually see in that footage that the cars are kind of turning right. They are getting ready to go on the freeway. So behind that Starbucks is that park and ride, and then you have the entrance to the freeway. And then I'm going to take you next to that shopping center in the top right corner, so make sure to tune in next week. That was a look at one of the main shopping corridors leading up to the 15 freeway near the mall. This area really is one of the biggest hubs in the Temecula Valley. Between the mall and all of the surrounding shopping, you can pretty much find anything you need in one place, whether it's errands, dining, appointments, or everyday essentials. Because of that, people from all over the Temecula and Murrieta area use this area regularly. If this tour helped you get a better feel for the area, make sure to like the video and subscribe so you don't miss the rest of the Winchester Road series and other local tours. I'd love to be your guide for all things Temecula Valley. We'll see you on the next video.